Hi everyone, and welcome to Look What I Found, or this edition of it anyway. It's not just contained in this episode. It's kind of it's an entity, and this is an entry. I'm Sean. Joining me is Scott. Hey Scott,
Hello.
how are thee?
Still excited after our Threads of Fate game.
Yeah, I'm riding that high as well. Um,
Yep.
we got to the point where we have so many videos out there that I generally don't go back and watch too many of them unless there's something specific I'm looking for. But I rewatched that game, man, because
Mhm.
I'm just proud of that one.
That
So
one was good. That one was good.
if y'all haven't checked it out and just want to see at like I guess editorial aside, it was at the very least an eventful game of Arkham.
Yes.
Go check out our Threads of Fate playthrough that you can find on our YouTube channel, or as a highlight on our Twitch channel if you prefer.
It was
Uh,
exciting even if you're not following the rest of the campaign. Like
it's
it was
true.
just a good game.
There were so many times where a token came out and there were emotions as a result.
Mhm. Or tons of emotions before the token came out.
Yes, that
Like
too.
my heart beating out of my chest.
All right, but today we bring you guys a player card preview from For the Greater Good. So perhaps we just get right into it, yeah?
hmm
Let's hop into it. So guys, we've got, as some of you have very astutely surmised from our previews, the upgraded Enchanted Blade for the Guardian. So Scott, if you'd be so kind, would you read it for us?
Absolutely. It is Enchanted Blade. It's a level 3 cost Guardian asset. It has an intellect and a combat icon. It's an item, a relic. Relic.
Mm.
Weapon, melee, uses 3 charges and has action fight. You get +2 combat for this attack. If you succeed, you may spend 1 charge to empower the blade, dealing +1 damage for this attack. If the blade is empowered and this attack defeats an enemy, draw a card and heal a horror. And it takes up the hand slot and the arcane slot.
Yeah.
That that's pretty good for a few guardians. The horror healing, especially.
Mm-hmm. And card draw. Never gonna say no.
Yep,
I
I
also
will not say
find
no.
I also find that I really like the level 0 Enchanted Blade is a really good card.
hmm
This obviously only improves on that, but I really tend to like enemy or weapons that kind of have that flexibility where you can actually like push out 3 damage in 2 actions without burning 2 charges. Like,
hmm
I guess it's just me. There's a lot of 3 health enemies around nowadays, but that's really
Yeah,
valuable. And on
yeah.
top of that, for this one, you get to spend the charge after you know that the attack hits. So no longer will you spend your charge and draw the tentacle and be sad that you spent your charge.
That is a big.
That's
That is that's true. That's a big point there. That it's after you succeed.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
and and the arcane slot is basically for guardians. Like there's nothing there unless you're playing. Oh no, Diana can't take this.
no, sadly she cannot.
Carolyn can take this,
I think she can only take level 1 weapons.
but it heals horror.
Like, does the restriction override that? You think?
Uh, I have no idea. I'd have to look her up. I'm actually not sure.
My instinct says it would override that, but I suppose that remains to be clarified. But
Hmm.
trying to think who else takes this. Like, Mark loves this. This is actually not a terrible grab in, dare I say, one Lola Hayes. If she
Um,
needs to fight. If she needs to fight.
I guess so.
Like,
I
if,
guess
if
so.
you're doing that crazy thing where you play solo Lola.
hmm
Yeah.
Additional restrictions: no weapon cards level 1 to 5. So I think she cannot take it,
Okay.
Carolyn. Which I mean, not like not that she would.
Right. Right.
And the whole thing about it's a relic. I don't think that Ursula's going to take this either.
I was glad that you rounded back to that because I didn't want to have to crush your dreams.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm fighting at 3 now that I paid 3 experience for, and yeah, it's terrible.
I mean, this would be pretty cool to hop on to Ellie, though, right? To have her soak 2 slots.
I yeah.
If you
I
find
mean,
that
just
the arcane slot is one you ever care about in an investigator who can run Ellie.
yeah. I mean, Ellie, I find usually grabs the bow. That's that's not about this card, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 slots. I don't think it really bothers anyone that can take this, except for maybe Lola. But
Yeah. Yeah,
but then you're playing Lola.
I think in this case, at least, yeah, which is its own thing. For Guardians,
hmm
yeah, I think that Arcane slot is just a complete non-issue. I can't think of
This is
single Guardian who can take this that airs.
mhm. This is really good for Guardians in Carcosa because of the is it poltergeists that
Mm.
can't be killed by anything but a relic
Well,
or
and
magic or spell.
not to mention all the Geists in Circle Undone, where if you kill them with anything but, it's kind of like
Yeah.
not actually killing them.
hmm
So, yeah, man, I really, really like this. And let's also talk about the fact that this is a weapon that heals horror in Guardian. Like that,
Yeah.
everything else aside, that right there is cool. Mm.
hmm
Mm. Roland likes it. Mark likes it. It's a really cool, just kind of offhand weapon, I feel.
hmm I like the +2 attack, and I like the fact you don't have to spend the charge till after. That. I think that is the biggest thing
Mm-hmm.
because how often is it like, oh, I'm a guardian, oh, I have to go kill this little acolyte guy,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm shooting a gun or whatever. Like I just need 1 damage. I don't need the 2.
Or if you pull one of
Uh,
those chaos tokens that says, this is if pulled during an attack, this attack deals less damage or something like that.
1 less damage, yeah.
I mean, I think maybe that's like in one scenario. I'm pretty sure that's just the Pallid Mask. But, if we ever revisit a
Still.
mechanic like that, it's nice. All right, excellent. Well, I mean, I was kind of worried this would be a quick episode because weapons are pretty straightforward to talk about most of the time.
They are. They are. The icons are good, I guess, kind of, sort of.
Intellect
Those
Icon.
things.
Let's talk about that for a quick second. Intellect Icon on a Guardian weapon. Is that worth mentioning?
No, I
Oh,
don't think
okay.
so.
Well, I regret doing it then.
I mean, maybe in Roland, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times if you're committing weapons, you're either really far ahead or you're just desperate, right?
Yeah. I think this is a very, I don't want to say a niche weapon, but I think it's a niche weapon for specific campaigns
Mm-hmm.
where you upgrade at a specific time. Like if you're playing through Carcosa, this is a really good option.
Mm-hmm.
Circle Undone, good option. The Forgotten Age, I don't think you'd take this, actually.
No, with all
Or
the 3 health enemies out there.
I guess maybe, but
Yeah, it does depend on your investigator a lot.
yeah.
All right.
No.
Well, anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Well,
Anything else for you?
well, look at the blade. It's charging.
Oh my god.
Whoa, guys! Surprise! Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sustained by your booze. Bring it on. All right, well, we got a surprise second one here. We've got the Mystic Enchanted Blade, level 3. 3 cost, has a willpower and combat icons, it has the item, relic, weapon, and melee traits, uses 4 charges, and has action fight. You get +2 combat for this attack. As an additional cost to use this ability, you may spend up to 2 charges to empower the blade, and for each charge spent in this way, you get an additional +1 combat. Oh, whoops. Autoplay. An additional +1 combat and deal +1 damage for this attack. It also takes up a hand slot and an arcane slot. So
remember when I said the Guardian one wasn't good for Diana?
yeah,
This one seems a lot better for Diana.
This one's really good for Diana, and you know what? I feel like a few people have caught on to it, but I think maybe it's not hit the zeitgeist yet, or perhaps I've just been missing the discussion about it. Enchanted Blade 0, and especially this one, really good in Akachi, it turns out. Everyone kind of forgets that she has 3 base fight, and she super does.
Yeah, she totally does.
Yeah, and it's easy to forget that because, just the way you build her, you kind of lean into willpower for everything. But this is a nice option for a weapon, and it comes in with extra charges, so...
So in Akachi or Diana, with no other boosts, if you spend a charge, you're attacking at a 6 combat and dealing 2 damage.
Which
Or
is pretty
attacking at
okay.
7 and dealing 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. And then you can, I'm trying to think, does Spirit Speaker only work on spells, or is it just things with charges? Could Akachi like recur this and just keep playing it back down?
I don't know. I will check on that.
Okay. But at the very least, Mystic's got recharge, which, I feel like if this is empty, it's a little riskier, I feel, because even if this is empty of charges, you can still just use the fight plus 2 attack, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But putting 3 extra charges on this thing with recharge might be a bad thing.
Exhaust Spirit Speaker. Choose an asset you control with uses charges.
There you go.
So there you go. Wow.
Spirit
Akachi
Speaker
just
the
got
Blade.
This is no, I don't want to make the Guardians feel bad, but I think this one's better.
Yep, I would tend to agree. At least when you consider the card pool of the investigators who can take this. This fills a slot that doesn't have much else filling it.
That's true. I mean, Guardian weapons, it's hard to make more weapons because they have so many. Yeah.
Right?
Mystics
there's an opportunity cost to taking any given weapon because you can't take all the other blue weapons, but the only one this one's competing for is Athame?
Yeah, Spirit Athame. I think that's it. A Guardian, and it's 3 XP, right? Which is a little on the higher end. It's like, well, I could get, is a Lightning Gun 4 XP?
Lightning Gun's 5.
I think. What's 4 that's big? I thought there was a big 4.
The Springfield?
Maybe
but
I'm just misremembering.
Surely you don't mean that.
No. But either way, 3 XP, that's a lot. Is the bar 4? Or flamethrowers 4?
Maybe the bar is 4.
Anyways.
Maybe the bar is 4.
Bar is 4. There it is.
Chat confirms.
I was remembering a big gun. Yeah. But Enchanted Blade, like 3 XP in Mystic. Mystic has Delve Too Deep. 3 XP doesn't seem like a lot for Mystic, especially in a slot that... Now, it does take up an arcane slot. What's your thoughts on that?
I feel like this is a second shriveling, more or less. Just you're rounding out efficiency. If you get your shriveling first, you play that down and probably hold on to this. You don't... I mean, it is another good reason to run Sign Magic, I guess. If you're maybe running Renfield a little bit more flush with resources, you can trade Sign Magic and trade your second hand slot if you're not using it to cover the arcane slot here, and it's just essentially a two-handed blade. You probably don't do that very often, though. I think you just eat the arcane slot.
Yeah. I think you're right, though. It takes up your shriveling. Like, you still pack shriveling, but... Whichever one you see first, you play, and you don't overlap them. Or try not to. Yeah.
Unless you've got the space. Like, it so happens that the Diana build I'm running right now, she doesn't use any investigate spells. She's using her actual intellect to investigate. So in a build like that, her arcane slots are just for fighting purposes. So that's not a problem. So it just kind of depends on where you're leaning.
So speaking of Diana, I have an interesting dilemma for you, I guess. So let's say you had a bandolier, an upgraded bandolier that gives you 2 hand slots for weapons, and then you put 2 enchanted blades on and then had 2 sign magic, because now you have 4 hands.
I want an artist rendering of what the hell this looks like.
And then you'd still have your 2 arcane slots.
That is a thing you could do.
That's a build. There you go.
Yes. Spiral from X-Men. I understood that reference. She's like Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. Except, less ugly.
Yeah.
That is that's on my life goal list now.
There you go. Icons, willpower and combat. I like both of them for what this is doing. Although combat, I think, is going to see a little less play because I think this is going to be probably your one and only weapon.
Yeah, I mean,
that you'd actually pack in Mystic.
I agree. I think most of the time, I guess maybe unless you're running Jim and he's using Splash to run other weapons, this is the only reason you're ever going to want to run a combat test. So,
yeah, And someone mentioned this in chat too. I think it was Thoth, but this is good in Jim too because
Yeah.
he's got the base 3 attack as well.
Yes. Yes, I
And
completely passed over Jim. Sorry, Jim. You're so quietly good.
and if you are playing this in Carcosa, Carcosa has 3 skulls. Like Jim's pretty good with skulls.
Turns out.
So yeah, having a bunch of zeros in the bag
Yeah,
makes your weapon better.
I'm very, very excited to get my hot little hands on this upgrade because it's a cool new thing. Mystic doesn't have anything like this, so that always makes me want to build new decks.
I can mention in the chat too, Jim splashing Ellie.
Ah, there you
Go get the Enchanted
go.
Blade.
There you go. Your hard sell on Ellie and Jim gains further ground.
Well, I have her in one specific deck, a very, very specific bag control deck.
Very
But
true.
this is decent now with Ellie. Like if you have 2 of these and his trumpet,
Mhm.
I think Ellie is a really good splash for Jim.
Yeah. Well, and you got the trumpet. Jim's got decent stats anyway, like Akan Qualrus, I think, said in the chat here, there's probably a build to be had where Jim runs no spells.
Wow.
I know. I know.
Oof. Okay.
Turns out not every mystic needs to leverage their willpower. Sometimes just having good willpower is good.
That's true. He could use willpower for other things. I don't know.
It's true.
Find monster.
Not that, though. All right, excellent. Well, any other... I'll go ahead and stop being sly about this now. Weep. Any other comments on our enchanting spoilers for the day?
What about the Survivor Enchanted Blade? No, I'm kidding.
That would have been epic to be able to whip that out. That is the joke we should have worked on. I liked my sound effect, though. It works.
It was, yeah. No, I think 2 decent cards. I think the Guardian one is a little bit more niche and very specific. The Enchanted Blade, the Mystic one, seems much more well-rounded for a lot of the Mystics.
Yep, agree. Well, excellent. Thanks everyone for joining us for this special player card preview. Be on the lookout. Subscribe to or follow us on Twitch. Hop into our Discord where we announce it, and ideally we should be doing this again in about a month's time for... God, why can I never remember the next pack's name when I need... Is this before the Black Throne, or are we there yet?
I don't know. If I did know, oh, my internet's going slow. I was trying to be all sly about it.
Trying to kill time.
Union and Dissolution.
Beautiful.
And then it's in the Clutches of Chaos, and then before the Black Throne.
Okay, there it is. All right, so join us, hopefully, like I said, in about a month's time for the next installment of Look What I Found, where we'll be doing something for Judgment, Union, and Dissolution. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.
See ya.
Bye.